Razer unterhalten.
What's happening, everybody? This is Razer Ramon.
And this is the Trap Savior, and you're tuned into the Hip Hop Bureau.
And today we're going to do something a little different again. We're trying to change it up a little bit. Today we're doing our top 10 most slept on rappers. Now, for those who may not know what being a slept on rapper is, it's when you spit that fire, that heat, that oo-wop. But you don't just have, you just don't got a lot of popularity out there. So that's what we mean by slept on. Like, I don't care about your cousin who makes mixtapes in his basement. He's not a slept-on rapper. He's just a bum-ass rapper. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start this off. I'm going to go ahead and do a good old-fashioned Puerto Rican standby. Hailing from Brooklyn, Joel Ortiz.
Very nice.
Very nice. Like, I remember he originally, I first came on to him, he was in, like, a reality show. I don't remember what reality show. It was basically a rap-off type thing, and he won it. But that dude got bars.
Bro, he got bars out the ass.
We were listening on the way to lunch today. We were listening to Crack Spot by Joel Ortiz. And then Nissan, Honda, Chevy.
Yeah.
That remix of Beamer, Benz, and Bentley. He's just clever. And he shows that Puerto Ricans can be hood dudes too. And that's why I mess with him. So, yeah, Joel Ortiz is fire. I'm not going to keep beating a dead horse. I think he's fire. He's also in part of one of the best groups out right now with Slaughterhouse.
Yeah.
Because that's like the Wu-Tang of just generation.
Kind of, sort of.
Yeah.
I can agree with that.
He's the best off of Slaughterhouse, personally. But I could see others for like Royce the 5'9".
Yeah.
Joe Budden. Who else is on Slaughterhouse? Crooked Eye.
But I mean, everybody in Slaughterhouse got bars, though.
They all got bars. Joel Ortiz is just, for me, he's my favorite out the group. All right, number 2, Dizzy Wright.
Yes.
My boy from Funk Volume.
Las Vegas.
Yeah. Like, he's very slept on. He has a very chill vibe. He's more for the stoners, I feel like.
Yeah,
sometimes.
he's more for the stoners, but like he got bars, man.
Bars, and he
got bars, and he gives you that chill ass vibe too.
And he rounded it out. I know Hobson's not in Funk Volume no more, and he's having that drama. But even then, when Hobson was in, he kind of rounded it out because Hobson and Jaron Benton always had that kind of angry, weird rap thing.
Yeah. Because
Jaron Benton whenever he spits a verse, it sounds like Eminem verses.
Yeah.
Talking about stabbing his sister in the kidney and fucking his cousin. That's cool, but it's not like something I am into.
Yeah.
But next one off the list, I'm just going to keep going down my list. Big Crit. He was on my top 10 rappers. Now he's on my most slept on rappers. Big Crit got them bars. I was listening to Catalactica earlier today at the gym. I was just chilling. Like, I was the most lazy curls you ever seen in your life.
He gives you that southern playalistic vibe, man.
Yeah.
That's Big Crit for you, for real, for real.
And then next one coming out of, Big Crit's a Mississippi boy, since we're talking about where they're from.
Yeah.
Next one is from Gary, Indiana, Freddie Gibbs.
Okay.
From the home place of Michael Jackson to Freddie Gibbs, Narcos. Dope game hard, rap game easy than a motherfucker. I love that song. That song, oh my God, I still be like, I'm just angry. Number 5 for my West Coast cholos, Sad Boy Loco. Now, I just recently put you on the Sad Boy Loco.
You put me on the Sad Boy Loco very recently.
Yeah, he dope though, ain't he?
Yeah, he dope, man.
He has like that old school like West Coast barbecue sound. And then I'm not even much of a fan of Chicano rap, but he got bars.
He got bars, man.
Yeah, like just hard, just so hard. Next one, Moneybagg Yo.
He's coming up.
From that Tennessee.
He's definitely coming up.
Yeah, he's on the come up. Like his album, I kind of low-key fucks with.
Yes.
And then, of course, number 7, Strange Music's own from Gwinnett County, Ritz.
Ritz is another highly slept-on rapper.
Highly slept on. He usually has pretty good bodies of work. He's on his 3rd album, almost his 4th, because he's working on his 4th now. All of them are fire, in my opinion.
That
number
Cypher.
8, that Cypher.
Buy my album.
that was that street dude thing where you just at the end of a very fire Cypher be like, buy my album. Next one is a bit of a throwback. This is for the real hip-hop heads. Immortal Technique.
Man, that's real hip hop.
That's real hip hop. I remember he said something like his flow so sweet he can kill a diabetic. Dang, son. All right, and the last 2 are going to be Brooklyn boys. I'm going to say them at the same time. It's going to be Casanova for number 9 and Papoose on 10. Casanova's relatively new. He was messing with Tax Stone, Free My Boy Tax, by the way, podcast family up in here. That dude has that old wop of Brooklyn back. Like he just reminds me of that old street New York sound, man. Like I really like some Casanova. Then Papoose always got the bars.
Always.
I feel like he's Remy Ma's opening act sometimes, but it's just how it works out because Remy Ma was more popular before they even married. So I get it, but Papoose got them bars. So that's pretty much my top 10. Any thoughts on my top 10, man? Awful quiet
I like
today.
your
You
top
full?
10. Man, I'm full.
I got that Chinese food.
Yeah, I'm full as fuck. But
Okay.
I like that top. Well, not top 10, but I mean the little
Most
10,
slept on.
10 slept on.
Okay, let's see about yours.
So I mean, I got some similarity in mine. I got Dizzy Wright, number 1.
Okay.
You already talked about Dizzy Wright. Number 2, I got Nipsey Hussle.
Oh, Nipsey, another West Coast guy.
You already know, man. I'm a West Coast guy, not from the West Coast. I mean, you can sound from the West Coast of Puerto Rico, but that's a whole different.
That's like saying
vicinity.
I'm from the West Coast of Georgia, man. Like, it's not the West Coast though.
Yeah, but man, Nipsey got bars, man.
He do got bars. Like lately ever since I've been like we've been doing this podcast and you and me been kind of like exchanging music. I've been listening to a lot more Nipsey. Before it'd be like okay, cool. Lately it's just like okay. Nipsey got like I feel like he's the new age Snoop.
That's how I feel too.
Like remember when Snoop was out and about? This is how Snoop used to rap. That's so Snoop's vibe before he became Snoop Lion and before he became washed. I mean, he's still a legend, but he's washed.
Yeah.
So I can see that. Like he's a new age Snoop. He does a lowrider. He put it down for the C's.
Man.
And I don't know, off topic because I just was thinking about this. You know, like how stuff goes through cycles in hip hop. I feel like that's the same for like gang affiliation. Because I remember in like the 90s, even early 2000s, it was like you were a Crip. Like, everyone wanted to be a Crip. Now it's
Yeah.
like everyone's on the blood bandwagon.
I don't know why, man. It's just, I guess that's the trend now.
I guess it's cyclical. Like it's like always like somebody they got to be down with something, but they can't be with their own stuff. They got to be like with the cool stuff, like because YG came. I feel like when YG came on the map, everyone wanted to be a blood.
Yeah.
Like Game, yeah, he's always been a blood, but he was even doing that in the 90s. He was repping his stuff, so it's a little more legit. When YG came out, was talking about Bick and Back being bull and all this blood
Yeah.
stuff. That's when everyone wanted to be a blood.
Everybody started using the bees.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's whatever because they know Nipsey Hussle's a Crip. That's the reason I bring this up. I was just thinking about it because there's a lot of Crip rappers now who don't really talk about being a Crip a whole lot.
Yeah.
Because you got like Schoolboy Q, Vic Mensa. I didn't know Vic Mensa was a Crip, but he
Yeah.
was.
He was.
Yeah, it's just craziness. Afro Man's a Crip.
Now that's ridiculous.
That was crazy. I mean, he's like legit. Like you hear his stories, like these are old gangster stories. All right, but we're not here for the gang banging, guys. We're not condoning that by any means. It's just something that I was thinking about. All right, so Nipsey Hussle. Who's next?
Next is Big Crit.
My boy Big Crit.
We already talked about Big Crit.
What's your favorite Big Crit song?
Oh man, that's good. But I really like Children of the World. I think
Yeah.
that's what it's called.
My favorite is Pay Attention.
Pay Attention is another good one.
Pay Attention's like I said, once again, Big Crit is always a riding song, but Pay Attention's always also like that stripper song.
Yeah.
Like when the baddest stripper's coming out, I feel like that's the song she needs to play. Where you just like you're lean back, a little
Just lean
drunk,
back, chill.
smoking a cigarette while she twerking. You throw
Hell
dollars every
yeah,
now and
just-
then.
Let me
That's
toss
my
some
favorite.
ones.
Let's do that too, since we both have mutual songs, mutual artists. I'm also going to do top songs. So we're going to go back to my list here in a little bit,
Okay.
and I'm going to give you the top songs from each of them. All right, so you keep going with your list, though. My bad, man.
You good, man. Next is Freddie Gibbs. Talked about Gibbs too.
Yep.
Gangsta Gibbs.
Narcos. Like, that's my favorite Gibbs song ever.
Yep. Okay, and then I have Isaiah Rashad from TDE.
I mean, shout out to TDE. He's okay, but it's more like,
He's real.
it's not for me.
I understand.
Yeah, like I feel like it's literally not for me. Like, no bullshit. I
It's
can see
like-
where he's nice.
he's real nice with the wordplay.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
I really fucks with Isaiah Rashad. Man, his songs do something for me. Like his songs really do something for me. Like
they touch your soul.
yes,
I can see that.
because man, the shit that he be saying in his songs that he's been through, I've been through a lot of that shit that he's been through.
True, and that's like some of the stuff. Like that's what I like about Ritz. Truly, like, yeah, he has a chopper style, but a lot of the stuff he's talking about trying to make it in life and feeling like a loser. I feel like a lot of that's there because I have my demon, my mental illness demons, and all this other stuff. Your boy Razor Ramon a little cray cray. I'm just gonna keep it real with y'all,
He's not the only one.
but Ritz is like my window. That's one of my favorite from Ritz. Like I can go on and on about favorite Ritz songs, but like stuff like that, like I like that. I can totally relate with that. Okay, how about
Okay, next I have Absol.
another TDE?
Yep.
So just I'm gonna
Yo.
assume TDE as a unit you just fucks with.
I mean, I fuck with TDE, man.
I
I
fucks
fuck
with
with all
Schoolboy
TDE.
Q.
Schoolboy Q is hard.
Yeah,
man.
Schoolboy Q I like. He's like that nerdy thug.
Like
you'll see him in
like
nerdy
thug.
you'll see him in like an LL Cool J hat, but I'm 90% sure he'll wash whoever like steps to him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, so I got Absol on my list. I mean, once I started hearing long term, well, once I heard long term,
Okay. Never heard of. I mean, man, I may need to listen to more Absol. Because when I first started listening to Absol, it wasn't really touching me, but I'm hearing a lot about Absol. So
he's real nice, man. He's very conscious too.
okay,
Very, very conscious. So then next I have Dom Kennedy. I love Dom Kennedy, man.
give me a song.
Let me see. A song by Dom Kennedy that I love.
Like, what would you put on to a girl? Because okay, fellas, you know how this is. When you're like with a girl alone and you talk music, as soon as they say they don't know what artist you love, you usually play the song for them. So what's that song? What's the impressing the lady song?
Oh, impressing the lady song
With that rapper,
It's on
Dom Kennedy.
It's
where you're
on
like,
the original Dom Kennedy. It's on that mixtape.
okay.
I think it's called When You See Love. I think that's what it's called. When You See Love, bruh, it just
It
touched
just
my
touches
heart. It touched my heart, man.
you.
I promise you, it touched my heart.
No doubt, no doubt. Okay, so how about what's next on the list?
Okay, so next on the list, I have Sahai the Prince, the Georgian boy
Yeah, he be
from
slept on.
Stone Mountain. Sahai the Prince is very slept on, man.
He's very slept on. Like I see him more being on like the freestyle game though, the cipher game.
He's real good with the ciphers and
Yeah,
freestyles.
like because we were listening to a Team Backpack cipher earlier, and that shit was fire.
Sahai the Prince, man, he's really been doing his. He's really been doing his thing.
Making it happen.
So let me see what's next. Okay, I do have Immortal Technique.
Yeah. All right, so you brought up the Immortal Technique. I'm gonna go ahead and just put out the song that I was thinking of, Peruvian Cocaine.
Yeah,
That shit's fire.
that shit's fire as fuck.
Pretty much anything out of Revolutionary Volume 2, Dance with the Devil was good from
Yeah.
Volume 1. He's a very woke, not woke, because he's very militant revolutionary.
Yeah,
Like, and then like at first I thought that was just like a thing, but then I hear him in like interviews and he's the same way. He's really like he wants to pop off the revolution.
he really wants that shit to pop off.
Yeah,
Man.
he really wants that shit to happen.
He want to shoot some motherfuckers up.
How about you? What would you think is your favorite?
From Immortal Technique.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a good question. But it has to be from Revolutionary Volume 2.
You remember that song he was talking about with a girl? I think it was on Revolutionary Volume 2, where he was like feeling the girl. They were like in so love, and then ended up she had AIDS.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
I know exactly what you're talking about. I forgot the
Name of the song, but that shit was fire too.
that shit was fire as fuck. I was
Yeah.
like, okay, nice little love story.
Yeah,
I'm
then it
like,
kinda
what the
turned
fuck
dark
is
at the end.
this? Hold the fuck up. This shit, plot twist. What the fuck
Hey,
is
that
this?
shit was fire. All right, so next on the list.
Okay, and my number 10 is Dave East.
Yeah, Davies be fire.
Dave East he's really been putting out heat. He's really been putting out heat. He's still slept on.
I always mess up his album. I promise you guys, I actually do like this guy. It's like Kyrie Chanel. Yeah. So that first song he has on there. Let me see if I can get that name of that song.
Yo, if you haven't listened to Black Rose from Dave East, I suggest
Black
you
Rose
listen
is
to
fire,
that shit.
fire too. Like most of the stuff Dave East comes out with, he has that New York sound that's really low key coming back, and I like that. But like stuff like that, I like about him. It was written. That's what it was called.
It was written. Yeah,
Yeah.
that shit is fire.
Yeah, Dave East is just, he's nice. Is that it for you on your list?
Yeah, that was my number 10.
All right, so let's go back because we have to do a little bit of my stuff for songs and stuff like that. So Joel Ortiz, of course, Crack Spot. But even House Slippers was a good one. Like that's his most recent one.
Yeah.
That was more of a grown man sound. Dizzy Wright Dizzy Wright's my best song for Dizzy Wright would be.
I'm trying to think because Dizzy Wright, I did have a couple mixtapes
Mhm.
on my
Can't
old
Trust Him.
iPhone.
Can't Trust Him by Dizzy Wright. Big Crit. Pay Attention. Cadillactica was a good one too. I like that whole album. That was a fire album in my opinion. Freddie Gibbs, Narcos.
Yeah, Narcos.
Sad Boy Loco, I Want It All. Yo, like people, listen to I Want It All by Sad Boy Loco. That junk will have you bobbing like in a lowrider that doesn't exist. It's bad. And then Moneybag Yo.
Moneybag Yo.
Questions.
He's been dropping some fucking
He's been heat. But Questions is
Yo.
my favorite coming out of him. Ritz, My Window, White Jesus, Blow, Crown Royal. These are all good ones. Casanova, Tax Note was a good one. Like we just recently listened to that, but that was one of my favorite from him. And then Papoose. Papoose has two different songs for two different reasons. Dark Side for a street anthem, I like. And then you have Alphabetical Slaughter 1. Because I just showed his rapping chops.
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
Like he went from A to B, A to Z, Z to Q, like all over the alphabet. And that was fire. I like that. And that's pretty much it for most slept on. Who's let's not reduce this to just 10. Who's another slept on person that you think of people need to just
Another person that I think Smoke Dizza.
Yeah.
For the stoners, I know the stoners love him, but I feel like he still hasn't got that fame that he deserves.
That fame that where he has a niche. That's the same with like Logic.
Yes.
People don't agree with me, but Logic is slept on because he just is very much a niche guy. Like I really feel like hip hop heads listen to him, and that's really it.
He really got some bars.
Yeah, he do. He do. Don't get me wrong. Who else has slept on?
Jada Kiss.
Jada. Yo, like even his top 10 Dead or Alive. Yeah, that was good. Fabulous. Since we're talking about that, because once again, keep an eye out for Freddie versus Jason. That mixtape, I feel like it's gonna be fire. That's a Jadakiss Jadakiss Fabulous collabo mixtape. That junk's gonna be fire.
That's just gonna be fire.
Fabulous,
you already know.
Yeah, Fabulous is definitely slept on. But like I said in the top 10 one, he's also one of those dudes who just kind of stayed steady.
Yeah.
In the game. Like he's not blowing up, but he's not hurt. He's not hurt either.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
But he's one of those that people know that he's up there.
Who's another one that slept on?
There's a lot of slept on artists, man.
It's like a lot of stuff that you like. I'm probably gonna like later after we get done recording this, be like kicking myself for. But yeah, that's pretty much gonna be it for slept on for right now. That sounds like good homework for our listeners. If you have another slept on artist you want to go ahead and put on the comments, send us a message, all that other good stuff. Let us know.
Any upcoming artists, let us know. We'll check them out.
Yeah. And I know we've been kind of slacking on the reviews lately. We just low-key got kind of burnt out. And Drake's album, neither of us were really feeling enough to have to like sit and listen to over and over again for a review. So sorry guys. We'll probably go back on that next week. We'll get back on an album review here or there. But we're trying to do a little bit more than just album reviews. We're not trying to be a YouTube channel. We're trying to be an honest to God hip hop podcast, add a little more content with it, expound, use that great vocabulary that I have. And that's pretty much it. You got anything you want to plug?
Shout out to my boy CDs and shout out to my boy Jug Boy Migo.
Well, I got nobody to shout out, but you go ahead and check us out on all formats: SoundCloud, Google Play, YouTube, Twitter. Follow us on all social media, the Hip Hop Bureau or Hip Hop Bureau if we couldn't get the involved on it. And that's pretty much it. We kind of making decent numbers. I'm kind of happy about that.
Yeah, the numbers are going up.
Yep, I guess shout out to Hip Hop Hippopotamus because much love to her. She decided to break one of my shades, so we're low key mad about that. But that's it. You've been listening to Hip Hop Bureau. Peace.